Hey there, friends. Have you ever found yourself staring at the clock by mid-afternoon, wondering where your energy vanished? Or maybe you've noticed that little things like remembering a name or climbing the stairs feel just a bit harder than they used to. Trust me, you're not alone. But what if I told you that the secret to feeling vibrant, sharp, and truly alive after 65 isn't some expensive supplement or drastic lifestyle change? It's as simple as what's on your plate. Today, we're diving into 7 everyday foods that science says can add years to your life and life to your years. These aren't trendy superfoods you've never heard of. They're humble, affordable, and probably already sitting in your pantry or local grocery store. Let's start with 2 of my favorite foods that pack a punch when it comes to keeping your brain sharp, your heart strong, and your energy steady. First up, berries. Now I know what you're thinking, berries really. But hear me out. These little gems are like nature's tiny bodyguards. Studies show that folks who eat berries regularly have brains that age slower, think clearer memory, and quicker thinking. My grandma lived to 94 and she ate a handful of blueberries every single morning. Coincidence maybe, but science says otherwise. The magic's in something called anthocyanins, fancy word, simple job. They're the pigments that give berries their deep colors, and they fight off the invisible damage that wears down our cells as we age. Plus, they're loaded with fiber, which keeps your gut happy, and a happy gut means better immunity and smoother digestion. Here's the best part. You don't need to break the bank. Frozen berries work just as well as fresh. Toss them into oatmeal, blend them into a smoothie, or stir them into yogurt. My trick. Keep a bag in the freezer and sprinkle a few into your water for a refreshing twist. Simple, right? Now let's talk about a food that's shaped like a brain and fuels it too. Walnuts. These crunchy guys are loaded with omega-3s, the same healthy fats found in fish. But here's why they're a game changer for seniors. Research shows that eating just a handful a day can sharpen your focus and even help protect against memory loss. A recent study had seniors add walnuts to their breakfast, and guess what? By lunchtime, their brains were firing faster on problem-solving tasks. And it's not just your mind that benefits. Walnuts are heart heroes. They help lower bad cholesterol and keep your arteries flexible, which means better blood flow to every part of your body. But here's my favorite way to use them. Toast a few in a dry pan until they're fragrant, then crush them over roasted veggies or mix them into a chicken salad. That nutty flavor, pure comfort. And if you're worried about the calories, don't be a small handful. About 7 to 8 halves is all you need. Your brain will thank you by dinner time. Now I know change can feel overwhelming, especially when it comes to food. Maybe you're thinking berries and walnuts. That's it. But here's the thing. Longevity isn't about overhauling your life overnight. It's about small, joyful choices that add up. So this week, try this. Add a handful of berries to your morning routine, whatever that looks like, and swap out that mid-morning cookie for a few walnuts. Notice how you feel. Do you have a little more pep? Maybe that afternoon fog lifts faster. I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And stick around, because coming up next, we're diving into a leafy green that can literally rewind your genetic clock, and a humble pantry staple that's been linked to living past 100 in some of the healthiest communities on Earth. You won't want to miss it. Until then, remember, every bite is a chance to choose a brighter, bolder tomorrow. Here's to your health and to savoring every delicious moment along the way. You know, sometimes the simplest foods really are the most powerful. And when it comes to adding years to your life, there's one leafy green that stands out above the rest: spinach. Now I can almost hear you chuckling. Spinach isn't that just for cartoon sailors? But don't underestimate this humble green. Spinach is like a multivitamin that grows in the ground. It's packed with lutein, vitamin K, magnesium, and folate nutrients that help keep your bones strong, your eyes sharp, and your blood pressure in check. I remember when I first started adding more spinach to my meals. I was skeptical too. But it's so easy to sneak in. Toss a handful into your morning omelet, stir it into soups, or pile it onto a sandwich. You barely taste it, but your body feels the difference. There's even research showing that people who eat more leafy greens like spinach have brains that function up to 11 years younger than those who don't. Imagine feeling a decade younger just by adding a little green to your plate. And if you're not a fan of raw spinach, try sautéing it quickly with garlic and olive oil. It wilts down to almost nothing, and the flavor is mild and comforting. Speaking of olive oil, let's talk about another food that's been called liquid gold for a reason. Extra virgin olive oil is a staple in some of the world's healthiest communities, like those in the Mediterranean. People there often live well into their 90s, still active, still sharp, still enjoying life. What's their secret? They drizzle olive oil on just about everything. Science backs this up too. The healthy fats in olive oil lower inflammation in your body, protect your heart, and even help your cells repair themselves. That means fewer aches, better cholesterol, and a stronger immune system. I like to keep a bottle of good olive oil on my kitchen counter right where I can see it. That way, I remember to use it on salads over steamed vegetables, even on toast with a sprinkle of sea salt. It's a small change, but it makes a world of difference. And don't worry about the calories. When you use it in place of butter or margarine, you're making a heart-smart swap that your future self will thank you for. Now, if you're looking for a food that's not just healthy but also incredibly satisfying, look no further than beans. Yes, beans, black beans, chickpeas, lentils, kidney beans. Take your pick. They're a staple in the diets of people who live the longest, from Okinawa to Sardinia. Why? Because beans are packed with fiber and plant-based protein, which help keep your blood sugar steady, your digestion smooth, and your appetite satisfied. Plus, they're loaded with minerals like potassium and magnesium, which are great for your heart and muscles. I know some folks worry about beans causing a bit of musical side effects, but if you start slow, maybe a quarter cup at a time, and drink plenty of water, your body will adjust. Try adding beans to soups, salads, or even blending them into dips like hummus. One of my favorite tricks is to mash up some white beans and stir them into mashed potatoes. You can't taste them, but you get all that extra nutrition. And here's something you might not know. People who eat beans regularly have a much lower risk of chronic diseases like diabetes and even some types of cancer. That's a pretty good reason to give them a spot on your plate, don't you think? As you start weaving these foods into your daily routine, spinach, for your bones and brain olive oil, for your heart beans, for your muscles and digestion, you'll probably notice something surprising. It's not just about adding years to your life, but about adding life to your years. You might feel more energized, more clear-headed, even a little lighter on your feet. And isn't that what we all want as we get older? Not just to live longer, but to keep doing the things we love with the people we care about. So, if you're making lunch tomorrow, how about tossing a handful of spinach into your soup, drizzling a little olive oil on your veggies, and adding a scoop of beans to your salad? These aren't fancy changes, they're simple, delicious, and backed by decades of research. And the best part is, you're in control. Every meal is a new opportunity to nourish your body and invest in your future. Now, as we keep this conversation going, let's turn our attention to a food that's a little sweet, a little tart, and absolutely bursting with health benefits. It's one you might already enjoy with your breakfast or as a snack, and it's been shown to help keep your blood pressure in check and your arteries flexible. Let's explore how this next food can help you feel younger inside and out. If you guessed I was talking about apples, you're absolutely right. There's a reason for that old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Apples are more than just a crunchy, sweet treat. They're packed with a special kind of fiber called pectin, which helps sweep cholesterol out of your body and keeps your blood sugar steady. That means your heart stays healthier, your energy stays more even, and you're less likely to get those mid-afternoon crashes that leave you reaching for something sugary. But apples have another secret. Their skins are full of antioxidants that help protect your cells from damage, the kind of wear and tear that adds up over the years. I love to slice up a crisp apple and enjoy it with a smear of almond butter or a sprinkle of cinnamon. If you have trouble chewing, try baking them with a little water and cinnamon until they're soft and fragrant. Your kitchen will smell amazing, and your body will thank you. Now let's talk about a food that's been cherished for centuries in some of the world's healthiest cultures: garlic. It might be small, but it's mighty. Garlic is famous for its ability to help lower blood pressure and cholesterol, and it's packed with compounds that support your immune system. There's even research showing that people who eat garlic regularly are less likely to catch colds and infections. I know not everyone loves the taste or smell of garlic, but there are easy ways to enjoy its benefits. Try mincing a clove and mixing it into salad dressings, or roasting a whole head of garlic until it's soft and sweet, then spread it on whole grain toast. If you're worried about garlic breath, a few sprigs of fresh parsley can help. And if you have trouble with raw garlic cooking, it gently mellows the flavor and makes it easier on your stomach. Finally, let's round out our list with a food that's creamy, satisfying, and absolutely loaded with nutrients: yogurt. But not just any yogurt. Look for plain, unsweetened yogurt with live, active cultures. Those cultures are friendly bacteria that help keep your gut healthy, which is so important as we get older. A healthy gut means better digestion, a stronger immune system, and even a brighter mood. Yogurt is also a great source of calcium and protein, both of which help keep your bones strong and your muscles working well. If you're sensitive to dairy, try a plant-based yogurt made from almonds or oats. Just make sure it has those live cultures. I love to top my yogurt with a handful of berries or a drizzle of honey for a snack that feels like a treat but is doing wonders for my body. So let's take a moment to think about what we've talked about today: berries, walnuts, spinach, olive oil, beans, apples, garlic, and yogurt. 7 simple foods, each with their own special powers, but all working together to help you feel your best, sharper, stronger, and more energetic, no matter your age. I know it can feel overwhelming to make changes, especially when it comes to food, but remember, you don't have to do it all at once. Start with one new habit. This week, maybe add a handful of berries to your breakfast, or swap your usual afternoon snack for an apple and a few walnuts. Little by little, these changes add up, and before you know it, you'll start to notice the difference. Maybe you'll find you have a bit more spring in your step, or your mind feels clearer, or you're sleeping just a little better at night. And here's the most important thing: you deserve to feel good. You deserve to enjoy your meals, to savor every bite, and to know that you're taking care of yourself in the best way possible. Every time you choose one of these foods, you're making an investment in your future, a future that's not just longer, but richer and more vibrant. I'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite way to enjoy these foods? Have you noticed a difference since making some of these changes? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else to take that first step. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more tips, recipes, and inspiration to help you live your healthiest, happiest life after 60. We're building a community here, a place where we support each other, learn together, and celebrate every small victory. Remember, it's never too late to start making choices that nourish your body and your spirit. Here's to living your best life, one delicious bite at a time. Take care, stay curious, and keep shining. You've got so much more living to do.